A huge warning for all Bitcoin people, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this beautiful world, whenever you're watching this video. Welcome to the Bitcoin family channel. To the newcomers, my name is Didi, making a beautiful video here from Spain. Buenos dias. In today's video, guys, a huge warning, 2 news items, 4 charts, and an inspirational quote at the end. But please be aware of this warning message. It's a very important message. Please watch this video all till the end. Now, let's jump into the news. Bam! Let's start directly with that huge warning news, guys. There was a hack and 16 billion email addresses and data was leaked from Facebook, from Instagram, from Apple, from many other service providers. 16 billion email addresses with passwords were leaked, guys. This is very important that everyone in the Bitcoin industry changes their passwords as soon as possible. Change your Gmail password, change your Facebook password, change your Instagram password, change any other password, especially the passwords where you don't have two-factor authentications. Of course, in this warning, there is some education. If you have passwords in these online services or crypto exchanges, always set up two-factor authentication, preferably with another machine as the machine that you're using. So with Authy, for example, on your iPhone, or through a list of passwords, or through a passkey, whatever it is, use some hardware, two-factor authentication on all your online services. Because if they get access to your email, and they know that you, for example, have a DEBIT account, they could request for a new password if you don't have two-factor authentication set. And that new password will be then sent to your email. And by that, they get access, for example, to your DEBIT or to any other wallet and are able to empty your wallets completely. It's a huge warning. It's 16 billion email addresses with passwords have been leaked. I think it's one of the biggest breaches all time. Google, Apple, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. Change your passwords as soon as possible. Please protect your capital the way you should protect your capital, in a very safe setup with two-factor authentication, etc. Ultimate security is required when it comes to hodling your own capital in self-custodial services. Please let this be a warning for all of you. That was the first news item. The second news item is about Semler Scientific. At the moment, they hodl around 3,800 Bitcoins. Their goal is to accumulate 105,000 BTC by the year 2027, guys. And of course, they understand that 2027 is a bear market year. 2026 and 7 will both be bearish. And that's why they aim to make that goal over there, because they can buy up the Bitcoins cheap. But they want to buy 105,000 Bitcoins. Now, why do I find this very interesting news? This news is interesting because 105,000 Bitcoins, that's 10% of a million. There's only 21 million Bitcoins. So they want to buy a shitload of Bitcoins. If there is 10 companies that want to buy an equal amount of Bitcoins, we already have 1 million Bitcoin. If you have 100 companies that want to try to buy $100,000 worth of Bitcoin, you have 10 million Bitcoins. If there is 200 companies trying to buy 100,000 Bitcoins, you have 20 million Bitcoins. There is not enough Bitcoins for 200 companies of the millions of companies worldwide to buy 100,000 Bitcoin. So please understand this. Strategy already has like 600,000 Bitcoins. Other companies already have a few 100,000 Bitcoins. It's difficult for companies to keep buying Bitcoins because the Bitcoin price will increase. So there is not many companies that will be able to buy 100,000 Bitcoins. That's just impossible, because 60% of all the Bitcoins are still in the hands of retail. You, me, other OGs, long-term whales, we still control the most amount of Bitcoins. We will not sell that easily. So how will these companies like Semler Scientific now buy 100,000 Bitcoins if we are not prepared to sell? Maybe we are prepared to sell if the Bitcoin price goes to 500K or to $1 million per Bitcoin. But selling my Bitcoins at 100K to Semler Scientific, selling the only peaceful anarchistic tool that we have to decentralize finance to the suits again, that is not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is made by the people, for the people, to get control on the monetary system in a decentralized way. That is the power of Bitcoin. So we should not give away that power to Semler Scientific, to MicroStrategy, to BlackRock, to JP Morgan, to Vanguard. We should not be selling our Bitcoins to those. Bitcoin is our freedom tool, the only freedom asset we ever had. We should hodl this freedom asset forever and let that capital work for you. Of course, you can trade a little bit with a small part of your portfolio, buy and sell, buy and sell. But your pension fund, your long-term investment strategy should be all about Bitcoin. Don't give your precious Bitcoins to those companies. But it also shows you if more companies want to buy 100,000 Bitcoin, wow, there is not that many Bitcoins around. There is only 160,000 Bitcoins being created this year. They are already bought up by BlackRock, the United States, other countries. Where are they going to buy these Bitcoins? Or are they going to create wars to invade countries that have more than 200 or 300,000 Bitcoins? And will those wars be like about religion again in the news? But maybe they are really about invading, for example, Iran, for invading Israel because they have more than 300,000 Bitcoins. There's a lot of things going on in this world that we don't know about. But I know one thing for sure. Bitcoin is going to play a very important role in the next decade. Make sure you have a shitload of them. That were the news items for today, guys. Let's now quickly jump into the charts to show you what is happening to Bitcoin and then end the video with an inspirational quote. Bam! And there we are, guys, at the charts. Different first chart today. Wow, not the 4 hour. No, we will get to the 4 hour after this, but I just want to show you this one. This is the 5-minute chart. The Bitcoin price is from 104 to 106K, hunting for all those liquidation levels. Check. If I make it a little bit smaller, like this, you can see it more clear, and the lines are a little bit closer. Look, these liquidation levels over there, that's where we hunt. And the biggest liquidation levels are over there, 112 to 114,000. That is what Bitcoin tries to do, liquidate all these people. And yes, we can pull back as well. So the whole battle is about like here, this level, like 100K to 112K. That is where we are waiting. What kind of direction are we going to take now? If we look at the 5 minutes, the last couple of candles were really bullish. Look how steeply we went up in those 5-minute candles. Bam, 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 stacking up and up. If we zoom out a little bit, let's say this is the 4 hour, even the last 2 4-hour candles, a massive bullish candles, guys. So my direction still is this area, 112 to 114,000, to get some liquidations and then see what we do from there, guys. If we zoom in here onto the 4 hour on a normal chart, we can see that that green line, yes, I keep repeating, the green line was already there for a month, is the support line, guys. This is the line that we every time bounce from. So there's buy signal over there, the blue line crossing that white line, the green appearing over here, the green line on top of the Trinity, and the green line above that yellow stepping line. That is a perfect quadruple confirmation of a buy signal. Hunting, of course, again from that red box over there around 109,000 US dollar. That should be the target. So let's see if we get a beautiful volatile weekend with a beautiful pump all the way to 112,000 US dollar, guys. Now, of course, like always, I have some very, very interesting charts now. These are really interesting, so please take a look at these charts as well. And again, that same warning, change your passwords as soon as possible in this weekend because there was a huge break of 16 billion passwords and email addresses, guys. Okay, last warning. Now, let's jump into those charts over here. This is the first one. This one is showing you the halving cycles. On these halving cycles, you can see this one, the first one over there, that's the $12 cycle, let's call it that, the $600 cycle. Then we have the $8,000 cycle and the $63,000 halving cycle, ending at those numbers during the halving. That's what it says. Now we are in this fourth run, and the halving is going to take all the way till 2028. So it will end in 2028 with 210,000 blocks. The tops of these halving cycles are mainly in this area over there, the last two cycles. Every time in the same amount of blocks. And we are now here. So we have only a small part, maybe 20,000 blocks, 30,000 blocks to go before we reach that halving cycle top. This top is going to be in October this year. Towards October, that's when we hit those blocks. And that will be the indication for me to exit the market with my trading portfolio. So yes, it's a little bit flatter than the 2017, also flatter than this 2021, but I think the most bullish part still need to come over here, all the way to 160,000 US dollar. And then it looks again like a beautiful 4-year cycle, halving cycle. From there again, we will see a bear market. And then again, the halving price in 2028 will be higher than 63,000. So that's what I think about these cycles. Every time the halving price, $12, $600, $8,000, $63,000 in 2028, the halving price will probably be around $120, maybe $200,000 even. That is how you need to zoom out and look at Bitcoin, guys. Now, another interesting chart is this one. Because a lot of people are like, yeah, Bitcoin is really volatile, that's why I'm not investing, it's going up and down, and it's, yeah, of course, it is volatile. But let's take away all that volatility. Let's take away, like, Bitcoin spends half of the time in a bubble, and half of the time it's crab crawling, okay? And that bubble part, that's what makes people afraid. That's what's like brings all the fear to people. Oh, it's so volatile, it goes into a bubble sometimes. Yes, it is. But it also spends a lot of time crawling like around the average line. Now, if you separate both of those, then you can see that the correlation, the accuracy from this data is 99.73%. So we take away the bubbles, we take away the crawling, we just take the average, which is smaller than the fifth percentile, ending at that 99.73 perfection almost. So if you completely ignore the bubbles and pretend they will never exist again, the Bitcoin price will still be slated to hit $1 million in 2034. So if we take away all this noise, all these gray tops, and if we take away all of that bubble area that everyone is afraid of, and just focus on the slow crab crawling higher and higher, it will take all the way here till the year 2034, December, to see a top of $1 million per Bitcoin. So if you now ask me in my DMs and everything else every day, should I buy Bitcoin at 104K? Should I wait for 94K? Or should I buy Bitcoin at 60K in the next bear market? Yes, I agree with all those buying levels. Why? I would even be buying Bitcoin at 120K and 30K because I believe, myself and I believe that in the next 10 years, we will reach $1 million per Bitcoin. So if I buy Bitcoin around 100K now, that's times 10. If I buy Bitcoin at 104K or 110K, that's $10,000 US per Bitcoin less profit on $1 million or $900,000 profit. So I have either $900,000 profit or I have $890,000 profit or maybe $870,000 profit in 2034. So I don't give a fuck at what level I'm buying my hodl stack, as I believe it will reach $1 million per Bitcoin. And if I have 800K profit on one Bitcoin or 850K profit on one Bitcoin, I don't think I will give a fuck in the end in 2034 because it's a shitload of profit. That's how I look and at the bigger perspective of Bitcoin. I zoom out, that is my goal. Well, let's go there. Short term, completely different story. Trading, game style for me, multiplying my Bitcoin with my trading portfolio, completely different. But long term, I am not afraid, even not afraid of bear markets, not afraid of anything, because I know the goal for Bitcoin is minimum that $1 million per Bitcoin in 2034. I found this on Twitter. This one, Smithton With, that's a Twitter account that created this chart. Amazing chart, so go check that account, of course. Shout out. Now, then we have this one, the rational root. As you know, this one, I think he made a video, I saw in his tweet or something, he made a very video with some company about this chart. So I don't know when that video is going to be live, but go and check that video. This chart is a very simple chart. This is it's the spiral, but then combined with the psychology of a market cycle. And in this chart, it's very important to understand that the green area is bull, the red area is bear, and it's calculated with the short-term hodler cost basis z-score. So if we look at the last couple of bull market tops, they were there, those green dots, in this area, nowhere else in that area. Only the first one, which was a really short one, had a top already over there. But that first halving cycle was not completely 4 years. So 2013, not calculating. 17, here. 21, there. This is already the halving top that we had like last year again. So the last 3 tops were over there, guys. That is what you need to understand. Very important. We are now here. We need to go now in the thrill phase, that everybody gets really excited again, and then euphoria, and everybody thinks he's a genius and starts to buy Lamborghinis and thinks he will be billionaire before the end of the year. This is the area between thrill and euphoria that we are going to take all our profits. We are going to take our profits with our trading portfolio, not our hodl. Don't even take a look at your hodl. That's stacking sets for the rest of your life. Your trading portfolio, that is where we're going to take profits in this area, between thrill and euphoria. When the butcher talks about Bitcoin, when your aunt of the aunt of the aunt of the kids of the aunt of the kids, they talk about Bitcoin, that is a thrill phase. And then we go into euphoria, where everyone starts to buy Bitcoin at these really high levels that we know of. Hey, this is almost the top. That's where we take profits. And it is going to be around this part of this cycle. And then we know that if we compare it to the previous cycles, this is the bear market. This is the bear market. And we won't believe it. That is this phase. We just need to cool off for the next rally. No, this is the start of the bear market. I will be there to tell you this is the start of the bear market. And then we get into denial. Shit, why am I getting margin called? Because we are in the bear market. And then you get panic. Shit, everyone is selling. I should sell. Really too late. We already are in the bear market. And then you get capitulation. That's the phase. I can't afford anymore to be in Bitcoin. And this is the phase there, that red dots, the bear market bottom, when everyone is capitulating, when I'm waking you up and I'm saying, good morning, you should start to buy your Bitcoins again. We sold at the green dots. We took shitloads of profits. We are watching everybody cry. We are watching everybody shout, no, you should be buying. No, we know this is a bear market, 12-month bear market. And then everybody goes into denial. We are still watching Netflix series and we are enjoying the sun, whatever you're doing. Then everybody goes panic. You're just zooming out because you have everything in USDT. You're like, oh, let's chill. And then these red dots will appear over there when everybody's capitulating, when something really terrible happens again with the news. And then everybody's like, I'm done. I'm done. And then we start to pick up again. When the blood is on the streets, we start to buy our Bitcoins again. And then we do the same. We are very happy with that next circle that probably will be between the 100K and the $1 million line. And we go again in all these phases, and all these phases we will be chill, hodling and stacking sets all the way till again that next stop. That's how we treat the market. That were all the charts for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed them. Give them already a thumbs up. Also a shout out to all the people that create these amazing charts. So go and follow them as well on Twitter, guys. Thank you, and let's go into the next part. Use my special link down below here to sign up to Bybit and claim your amazing bonus up to 30,000 US. You will receive $30 for just signing up. Use my link down below and click it now. I hope you really enjoyed those charts, guys. Long term, beautiful target for Bitcoin, 160,000 towards the end of this year, September, October. Short term, only nice for the traders that there is a lot of volatility. Will we go to 94K or will we go to 114K? For a trader, it really doesn't matter. A trader just trades the market and makes its profits. It's accumulating Bitcoin. Then you need volatility. You need the Bitcoin price to go up and down to increase your Bitcoin stack. For the long-term investors, they zoom out. They look at that bigger picture. They're like, hey, I will wait till Bitcoin turns into $1 million per Bitcoin, and it can take 4 years or 8 years, maybe even 12 years. I don't care. That's a beautiful return of investment of more than 1,000% in 4, 8 or 12 years, guys. There's no other asset class that you can make so much return on investment. So long-term, zoom out, look at that bigger picture, and just hodl and stack more sets, guys. Now, let's jump now into the last part of the video. Short but powerful quote, guys, for this weekend. If you are not invited to the party, then throw your own party. That is how it is with life. Don't wait to be invited to a party. Create your own parties. Create your own paths. Create your own life. You can wait for that invitation to come to a new country or to visit a country or to go to a new company, whatever it is that you're waiting for. Why? Stop waiting to be invited. Start creating your own. By creating your own, you determine your path. You can create your own path forward from here. You don't need to wait for invitations. If you wait your whole life for an invitation, it won't come. You need to start to create. And by creating, I mean take that first step in doing. Not sitting back and waiting, but doing, taking the first step, taking your responsibility and taking that first step and running after the goals in your life. So whatever it is, maybe it is throwing a party this weekend. If that is the goal, set your step. First step in creating that party, guys. So yes, it's very simple in life. If you're not invited to the party, you throw your own parties, guys. That was everything for today. I hope you really enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy the video, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. What do you think about the news? Are you going to change your passwords? What do you think about the charts? And yes, what do you think about the inspirational quote? I wish you an amazing Friday. I wish you an amazing weekend. Have a lot of fun this Saturday and Sunday. I am not going to create any content this weekend because I'm spending time with family and friends, and I love to spend time to live as well, guys. Thank you for watching. I wish you an amazing day and see you Monday again. Bam.